Sripada Srivallabha Charithamrutham, Chapter 50, Relief from Poverty and Other Applications. The efficacy of chanting of the name. Once Sripada said to me, Shankar bird, after the Agni Yagna, Vayu Yagna is important. I am going to start Vayu Yagna also. I did not know what Vayu Yagna was. Old Brahmin came to Karangudda with stomacholic. He was suffering greatly. He said that it would be better to die by committing suicide than enduring the intense pain. Then Sripada said, in your previous birth, you hurt many with your piercing words. You offended them with your prickly and disgusting words. As a result, you have the unfortunate disease now. In Kali Yuga, there is no greater cure to remove the effect of rude talk than chanting the name of God. By this, all Vayu Mandala will be purified. I am initiating this great yagna called Namasmaran in Karangudda. I am going to control the 4 forms of speech, Para, Pashyanti, Madhyama and Vaikhari at the yogic level. Whoever it may be, if he sincerely chants my name, Sripada Srivallabha Digambara Datta Digambara, I will be easily accessible to them and will bring all auspicious developments. As directed by Sripada, the name Sripada Srivallabha Digambara was continuously chanted for 3 days and 3 nights. The Sripada gave permission to stay in Karangudda during the night for those 3 nights. The stomach colic of the old Brahmin got cured after 3 days and 3 nights. Sripada said, the entire eternal region is filled today with the word wrongly used verbal. When a person utters a word, he typically provokes one of the 3 attributes, Sattva, Raja or Tamas, or 2 of these attributes are all 3 attributes. Since the proclamation of attributes does not lead to welfare, the proclamation extends a malefic influence in the earth, air, fire and water and sky. Since these 5 elements are polluted, everything related is polluted, and the mind, body and the inner self of a man also gets polluted. Consequently, he is doing bad karma, and as a result, he is becoming poor. On the account of the poverty, he again commits sins. Since he is involved in sinful acts, his mind becomes dull and he is unable to perform righteous deeds such as giving donations. From that, he is again condemned to poverty. Need for purity of thought, speech and action. If a man who wants to get rid of the pranks of poverty or get released from sinful acts, he must have purity in mind, speech and action. This is called as Trikarna Shuddhi. Whatever is thought in the mind should be aligned with his speech, and whatever is conveyed in his speech, it should be aligned with action. A person who attended Trikarna Shuddhi becomes a great person. If there is a variation between thought, speech and action, it is the absence of Trikarna Shuddhi. Then he becomes a bad person. There are many ways in Kali Yuga. If there is variations between thought, speech and action, it is the absence of Trikarna Shuddhi. Then he becomes a bad person. There are many ways in the Kali Yuga to get salvation. Chanting the name of God is the easiest among all the ways. When the sacred name of God comes to the tongue and the habit of speaking sacred words develops, if the mind is concentrated on God while chanting the name of God, the mind gets sanctified. Through this, one gets motivated to perform righteous deeds. Release of karma. Once a tuberculosis patient came to Kuruvapuram. He had also diabetes. In addition, he had some more disorders as well. On seeing him, the great Lord was very angry and said, this person was a dacoit in his previous birth. He robbed money from many innocent people and put them into troubles. He stole the money from a person and saved money for the marriage of his daughter. Since the money was lost, the father could not perform the marriage of his daughter. He was banished from his caste because he could not perform the marriage of his daughter in time. Since he could not offer a dowry, suitable alliances were not forthcoming for his daughter. Only aged bridegrooms were available. Then the girl committed suicide and lost her life. A life that should have run for full 100 years turned into ashes. The tuberculosis patient sought refuge of Sri Charan with utmost anguish. The kind-hearted Sri Charan asked him to sleep in the cow barn of the Darbar in Panchadev Pahad. There was a threat from mosquitoes in the cow barn. Sri Guru ordered that drinking water should not be given to him. The person had a dream in which ghosts tried to kill him by strangulating his throat. In another dream, a big boulder was placed on his chest. A blurry whistler sat on the rock. With these two dreams, a blurry whistler sat on the rock. With these two dreams, the result of his karma got neutralized and became healthy. Sripada redeemed the karma of tuberculosis patient by making him mentally experience the agony in the dream, which otherwise would have been experienced physically for many years. Here we come to end of Sripada Srivallabha Charithamrutham chapter 51. Om Sai Ram. Sripada Srivallabha Charithamrutham chapter 51. Protecting from drowning and other pearls. The efficacy of a devotee reading this book. It was the 12th day of the second half of the month Ashvayuga. It was the day of Hasta star. After taking bath in the Krishna river, Sripada Srivallabha went into meditation for some time. That day, the fire in the stove was not burning. However hard I tried, the fire died down. Sripada asked me to bathe once and come to him. Then he began to declare, "My dear Shankar Bhatt, the time has come for me to hide this gross body. I will disappear in Krishna river. I will be moving in disguise in this Karangudda. After that, I will come again in the name of Narasimha Saraswati to restore the order of asceticism. This great sacred book named Sripada Srivallabha Charithamrutham, which you are writing, will become a kalpataru to the devotees. It will be a book where every letter of it will be true. In the sky, only sound will be present. I have the directions as my robe. Therefore, I am called Digambara. The reading of this book will greatly help in correcting one's mental world. One who does a precious reading of this book will be benefited in this world and in the other worlds also. Know that each letter of this book equals to that of the Vedic saying. The Sanskrit copy of this book that you are writing will be preserved in the form of sound. Many phantoms deep beneath the Audumbar tree in my Mahasansthanam. The heavenly sounds emitting from there cannot be heard by the physical ears. Those who receive my call in their heart will surely come for my darshan. I am always alert in the protection of my devotees. A Telugu translation from your Sanskrit work will also come. It will come into light in the 33rd generation of Sri Bapanaraya. It will be translated into many languages. The divine experiences and the protection will be the same regardless of the language it is read. Sripada's assurance to Shankar Bhatt: you have served me so much. You are like a child who is attracted to his father. I am presenting you my wooden padukas. Do not grieve thinking that I am not here. You are staying here for 3 more years. During these 3 years, I will give my darshan in the affiliate form. I will be informing you about my yogic secrets. Disappearance of Sripada. After 3 years, on the 12th day of the second half of the month Ashvayuga, read Sripada Srivallabha Charithamrutham written by you in the presence of my Paduka. Those who come for darshan on that day are all fortunate ones. My auspicious blessing will always be with you all. Sripada Srivallabha, the Supreme Lord, after affirming so, got down into the Krishna river and disappeared. I hugged the wooden sandals to my heart and sobbed like a small child who lost its mother. Then I fainted. After I woke up, I took a bath in the river Krishna and went into meditation. Sripada Srivallabha gave darshan in his effluent form to my mental eyes. Here we come to end of Sripada Srivallabha Charithamrutham chapter 51. Sripada Srivallabha Charithamrutham chapter 52. Yogic experiences of Shankar Bhatt. The divine darshan of Sripada. I had the darshan of the divine efficacy form of Sripada Srivallabha every day at midnight for 3 years. I wrote a separate book about my yogic experience. A yogi from the Himalayas took that book. This happened in accordance with the command of Sripada Srivallabha. Chapter 53. The way the Sripada Srivallabha Charithamrutham reaches Pitikapuram. Special details of Sripada Charithamrutham. The Sripada Srivallabha Charithamrutham, which I authored, will be with the family of his maternal uncles for some time. Afterwards, it will be translated into Telugu. After the completion of the Telugu translation, the Sanskrit copy which I have written will vanish. The Gandharvas will carry it to the birthplace of Sripada and will keep it at some fathoms deep. There it will be read by Siddha Yogis. I read the Charitamrutam written by me before the divine Padukas of Sripada. 5 people came there. They were immensely happy. I am not a scholar. Therefore, I cannot say which chapter gave which result for reading it. The Telugu copy of the book will come to light during the 33rd generation of Bappanaraya. Prior to bringing the Telugu copy into light, the person appointed by Sripada for that purpose immersed it into the Krishna river in the sacred place of Vijayavartaka. The fortunate individual who is to bring it to light should perform a parayana of the Telugu copy of the Sripada Srivallabha Charithamrutham in the holy place where his Mahasanstan was established at his birthplace and dedicate it to his auspicious feet. During the middle of the Parayan, that fortunate person will receive prasad unsolicitedly from Ganagapur. This will indicate that the person belonging to the 33rd generation of family of Bappanaraya. This is a divine saying of Sripada Srivallabha when he gave darshan in his effluent form. Here we come to end of Sripada Srivallabha Charithamrutham chapter 53 and we end Sripada Srivallabha Charitamrutham here. Jai Guru Datta. Digambara Digambara Sripada Srivallabha Datta Digambara. Om Sai Ram.